San Antonio firefighters are calling a home on the south side a total loss.
That's right. They got the call for the blaze in the early hours of the morning. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke to a man who lives on the property about how he and 4 others escaped.
Flames engulfed a home on the 2700 block of Nueces Street around 2 a.m. As firefighters extinguished it, all you could see is a wall of smoke where the walls of the home once stood and lights from firefighters' helmets. Before the blaze ignited again, firefighters able to put it out once more. Now all that remains is memories and charred belongings.
We got out the window. All of you got out from this window? From one of the windows we had inside, it had an air conditioning unit, and that's where we got out.
Ignacio Rojas and 4 other adults live in the house next door, but on the same property to the one that burned down. He explains they were dead asleep when his friend woke up to the smell of smoke.
The fire came this way. There's the gas. There's everything. It would have burned us.
Luckily, no one was injured, and according to the San Antonio Fire Department, no one was inside the home at the time because it had been converted into an office and storage space. Firefighters say the home is destroyed, but they were able to stop the flames from spreading. The backyard neighbor is more than thankful.
Saludo a todos los bomberos de San Antonio y que le sigan trabajando así como trabajaron anoche. Es un orgullo tener bomberos como ellos, porque salva vida.
Right now, the San Antonio Fire Department is still investigating the cause of that fire, and I was able to speak to one of the sons of the property owner. Says even though the home was a total loss and completely destroyed, he's counting his blessings because his family is still intact. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. Another fire leading off today's other top stories. Arson investigators trying to figure out how flames started at a vacant home on the west side, west of downtown. This was the scene around 10:45 last night near North Brazos Street and West Salinas. Firefighters on scene tell us the fire started outside the back of the home. Damages were minimal, and we're told no one was hurt.
Police say they're trying to piece together what led to a man being shot in the head while sitting on his balcony overnight. It happened after 10 p.m. at an apartment complex off Jackson Keller, not far from Blanco Road and Loop 410 on the north side. A witness told police he was on his balcony when he heard another man talking and then shortly afterward heard several gunshots. The victim was taken to University Hospital in serious condition. Police say they found several shell casings in a partially loaded pistol magazine in a nearby roadway. No arrests have been made.
To a lighter story now. Today, San Antonio police got a chance to show the West Side community a different side during a community engagement block party event. Church organizers that put on the event said that it was a way to break down stereotypes associated with both the community and law enforcement. They tell me bridging the gap is important now more than ever.
It brings joy to me because now they're seeing the officers as human beings and for who they are.
The Harper's Chapel Baptist Church put on what they hope is the first of many community engagement events with San Antonio police on their campus today. There, people young and old got a chance to experience music, good food, games, and just genuine conversation along plainclothed officers with the department's community engagement unit.
We see excitement in the kids' faces when they find out we're police officers. A lot of them say, "I want to be a police officer, sir." So we're excited to be out here and see that.
Pastor Vincent Robinson says having this interaction with officers, especially on the west side, is critical.
They struggle just like we do. They have issues just like we do. But if we're not going to sit down and talk about the problems, if we're not going to sit down and educate one another and be able to come to agree to disagree, we're never going to move forward.
It feels good to be able to give back and be a part of the solution when it comes to giving our young people an understanding of what a police officer is and exactly what they do.
Officer Ron Brown says he is thankful police and community engagement in San Antonio is strong. Residents and attendants agree.
They're here to help in whatever capacity they can.
We should have more love for each other. This helps build relationships not only with the church, but also with the police department. And that's what really transforms community is good relationships.
The church says the plan is to eventually make this community engagement block party an annual event. In the meantime, they're planning another event September 18th at the West End Park with the San Antonio Police Association.
On what would be her 75th birthday, the family of Pauline Diaz is keeping her memory alive. She was last seen 10 years ago walking in the parking lot of the HEB on Southeast Military and Goliad after her shift ended. Her family says the investigation into her disappearance is ongoing but slow. Her daughter Juanita reflecting on the past decade without her mom.
We've had so many celebrations, new things in our family that has happened, that it hurts me that she was taken away and not being able to see these new joys that have come to our lives.
The family says there was an anonymous tip given to police earlier this year about a possible location of her body, but that tip didn't lead anywhere. A $25,000 reward is being offered for any tips that could lead to Pauline Diaz. Those with information are encouraged to contact police.
As we were standing there with the detention officer, he said he was glad to shoot him. You can't judge me. It felt good to do what he did, and then he had to do something to get someone to listen.
The state has rested its case in the capital murder trial of Otis Mccain, but testimony is set to resume on Monday. Mccain accused of murdering SAPD Detective Benjamin Marconi. You can catch up on the past 2 weeks and follow along with our live stream when court resumes at KSAT.com or on our KSAT TV app.
Outside with Live Cam tonight. Hope your weekend got off to a great start today. I hope you were able to find a cool place to hang out this afternoon because it was certainly a hot one. Still warm at this hour. A lot of us still have temperature readings in the 80s, and it's a bit hard to tell at this hour, but you may have noticed things looked a little bit hazy today. We did have a little bit of Saharan dust around, and some of that will linger over the next couple of days. So coming up, I'm going to show you that Saharan dust outlook, what it could mean for the rest of the weekend. We'll talk in detail about your Sunday Fun Day forecast and chat briefly about our next low chance of rain. Nothing to get too excited about. All that and more coming up in a bit. Samuel.
Very much. The Briscoe Western Art Museum is making sure the region's pioneer heritage and cowboy culture is preserved. And since today is National Day of the Cowboy, the night team's Jonathan Cotto tells us how the Briscoes celebrated.
Pan de campo, frijoles de olla, and peach cobbler. Some of the historic treats staff at the Briscoe Museum of Western Art whipped up for today's National Day of the Cowboy event, a celebration of all things cowboy in a city with a rich cowboy past.
So we've been celebrating National Day of the Cowboy here in San Antonio since 2015, but the day was actually first celebrated in Cheyenne, Wyoming in 2005.
The museum's effort of preserving the region's cowboy culture had to be canceled last year due to the pandemic. Jackson says that just made them more excited to celebrate cowboy culture this time around.
What we did is we created National Day of the Cowboy saddle packs, activity boxes for kiddos, and we were able to push that out to over 800 children for that day. So we still celebrated National Day of the Cowboy. We just weren't all together doing it.
No, it wouldn't be National Day of the Cowboy if it wasn't for that glorified flat brisket called pan de campo. Let's try it out. And I can certainly see why it's glorified.
The event includes a roping cowboy, a look into the history of the Hollywood Western from the late 1960s through the 1980s, highlighting John Wayne, the Duke himself. And a Cowboy Day even had a cow as part of a Southwest Dairy Farm demo. Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And tomorrow on Good Morning San Antonio, we'll be talking with Mayor Ron Nirenberg as part of Leading Essay at 8 a.m. The mayor is fresh off his trip to D.C. to advocate for more funding for San Antonio infrastructure. If you have anything you'd like to see discussed or questions you want answered, you can submit them right now at KSAT.com.
The U.S. has reached its highest weekly total of reported COVID-19 infections in months. This as hospital beds fill up again. The latest when the Night Beat continues.
Mornings, afternoons, KSAT's Stephen Cavazos and Samuel King are your traffic authority.
Before your morning commute, expect the latest on GMSA.
If it's affecting how our city moves, I'm covering it at 5 and 6.
KSAT 12, your traffic authority.
Drastic clearance markdowns across the board. Thousands in savings up for grabs. The inventory clearance event is on at Vic Bond Toyota Bernie. With 2020 Corollas just $18,988, only $18,988. Our Dick's Pick on Camrys only $21,988. Just $21,988. Plus clearance pricing on RAV4, Highlander, 4Runner, and more. Online at ToyotaBernie.com. Vic Bond Toyota Bernie, just 12 minutes from 1604.
Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Water events are great to watch in sports, but not when they happen in your home. When plumbing problems happen, call Buyer Plumbing for fast, reliable, 5-star rated service. Buyer Plumbing has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years with trained, certified technicians who are ready to help with any plumbing need. All with straight talk and fair pricing, from water faucets to water heaters. Go for the gold. Win with Buyer Plumbing. And tell your plumbing problems bye-bye.
I tend to take notice of the way home makes me feel. Hoping that the place where I spend most of my time is restful and inspiring, I design my collections of furniture and accessories to help you do the same. You deserve a home that reflects who you are and tells your story. And my goal is that these pieces will help you do just that.
Hit the road this summer in a new Volkswagen from Ancira on Bandera Road. You'll get huge savings and low interest rates on every new Volkswagen. At Ancira Volkswagen, lease this 2022 Volkswagen Taos S for just $207 per month, or this 2021 Jetta S for only $199 per month. Buy from Ancira, get 4 passes to Splashtown, San Antonio's premier water park. Come by or check us out at AnciroVolkswagen.com. Ancira Volkswagen, just outside Loop 410 on Bandera Road.
Imagine if there was a place where everyone was included, regardless of age, ability, and free of economic barriers.
Well, you could ride together.
Where you can splash together.
We can fly together. Where you can play sports together.
There already is.
Join our journey of inclusion at WIF.com. That's MWIF.com.
At Morgan's Wonderland Inclusion Foundation, we make IF happen.
The U.S. now recording more than 43,000 COVID cases per day. That's up nearly 51% in the past week and more than 3 times the number in late June.
And Japanese states where vaccination rates are the lowest are getting hit the hardest by this latest surge. ABC's Ty Hernandez tells us about the impact on patients and those who care for them.
Hospitals across the country are once again filling up with COVID patients. Admissions jumping nearly 36% this week. 306,000 Americans infected, the nation's highest weekly total in months. Florida seeing more than 10,000 cases a day. And now concerns that Miami's Rolling Loud Music Festival this weekend could become a super spreader event. Nurses on the front lines say with the Delta variant, this latest surge is different.
I have not personally taken care of one patient that I have gotten to remove the ventilator from, and they succeed and get to move out of our unit.
Nationwide, more than 66% of the eligible population, those 12 and over, have received at least one vaccine dose. More than 57% are fully vaccinated. Many are still hesitant, but some doctors say they are starting to see attitudes toward vaccines change.
All the patients who are hospitalized here upon recovery, have changed their mind and would get vaccinated once they are discharged.
In Arkansas, Tate Ezzy and his pregnant wife are both unvaccinated, and they both ended up hospitalized with COVID. She lost the baby.
I do want to just tell my story because it could happen to me, it could happen to anybody.
And now there are new questions about the possibility of vaccine booster shots. The New York Times reporting senior health officials believe a third shot may be necessary for the immunocompromised or those over 65 who received Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. The CDC has said it's exploring multiple options, but notes more evidence is needed. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Well, to weather now, and I'm glad the rain is gone, but this haze and humidity is not fun.
I'm just over here apologizing to him because I'm sniffling, I'm coughing, I'm just all type of unattractive up here. So it's because that dust.
You're not alone. Yeah, we had the dust yesterday. Mold was very high, so a double whammy yesterday. Thankfully, today the mold count came down a bit, but that Saharan dust may still be bothering you today. We did have a plume move in yesterday. It continued to move north through the state today, and this plume is not particularly dense, but it is noticeable, especially when you look toward the horizon. Our sky is just not that vibrant blue that we typically see. We're going to continue to see this plume filter in and out tomorrow, even into Monday. So we're going to have a little bit of lingering light Saharan dust for the next couple of days. But I suspect by Tuesday, we'll get that brighter blue color back to the sky. So just keep that in mind for the next couple of days. Currently at the airport, clear skies. Once those clouds cleared out this morning, it was clear for the rest of the day. 82 our air temperature, and our dew point is in the low 70s. For some of us, dew points fell off a little bit this afternoon, but really not by much. And with that elevated dew point, we're still pulling a heat index of 86 at this hour. Air temperature out in Del Rio is still in the low 90s, 93. It's 82 in Rock Springs, 84 in Pleasanton. And even with dew points falling off a little bit this afternoon, they're starting to come back up tonight. And for everyone, they'll be high through tomorrow morning. So we've got a mix of 60s and 70s, even low 80s. Bevo, I think that's a little bit high for you right now. Your sensor always reads the dew point a little bit higher than it actually is, but you get the idea. We've got a lot of humidity out there tonight. Winds are off the Gulf of Mexico out of the southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Not quite as breezy as it was at points this afternoon, but we held on to a decent breeze this evening, and that certainly always helps us out. Overnight, though, winds will become light, right around 5 miles per hour for most of us, and we are going to pull some morning clouds back in through the overnight hours. Not for everyone. Really, these low clouds are going to be focused along the I-35 corridor and then up to the northwest across portions of the hill country. So not everyone looking at a cloudy start tomorrow morning, but a lot of us will be, including in and around San Antonio. Temperatures mid to upper 70s, but just like today, a couple hours of those morning clouds, and then they will be gone very quickly, leading to abundant sunshine again tomorrow, and that does mean it's going to be another very toasty day. Air temperatures mid to upper 90s, even some triple digits off to the south and to the west, and the majority of us are looking at another day with heat indices or feels like temperatures up near 100, even a few degrees above 100 tomorrow afternoon. So if you've got more outdoor plans for your Sunday, keep the water and the sunscreen very close by. Elsewhere across Texas today, high of 99 in Dallas, high of 101 in San Angelo, and 95 up in Lubbock and Amarillo. Rainfall-wise, very, very quiet day. Even tonight, things are pretty quiet. What you're seeing here from Dallas down to San Antonio, that's some ground radar clutter, so there's no rain out there. A couple of showers near the Big Bend region up a little bit closer to El Paso. Reason why it was so hot and just almost perfectly sunny across a good portion of Texas today, including here at home, is because we've got a mid-level upper high pressure system. It's kind of like a mini heat high. It just keeps us hot, dry, and rain-free. That'll be around tomorrow, but by Monday, early next week, it's going to be suppressed off to the west ever so slightly, and that's going to open the door for a few very, very weak rain-making disturbances to move in overhead. And when I say weak, I mean very weak. Not going to provide a whole lot of lift for us through Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So that's why our rain chances are so low as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I can't rule out a little bit of rain on radar, but it's not going to be anything widespread. And for most of us, we're not going to see much rain over the next 7 days at all. That includes your Sunday, another hot day tomorrow. Some of that lingering light Saharan dust will create a little bit of a haze. Otherwise, hot tomorrow, high of 94 with the heat index up closer to 100 degrees. There is a disturbance out in the Atlantic Basin in the tropics. We'll talk about that coming up next half hour. Guys.
Needless to say, stay hydrated, huh, Kate?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Well, coming up next in sports, Larry, the Cowboys and their fans hoping for a different result this year.
Yeah, I mean, they've been hoping since, 1995, I think was the last time they won a Super Bowl. So the Cowboys fans, they've been hoping for a very long time. Well, there is renewed hope that this season is the season. And speaking of those fans, they packed the stands big time today for opening ceremonies. We are live from Oxnard with more coming up.
Call Ideal Precision Roofing today or visit idealprecisionroofing.com.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. And you can count on a Kia to take you there. Ranked #1 in dependability by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Sportage.
In 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. Thomas J. Henry handles serious trucking cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Call today. Thomas J. Henry is available 24/7, nights and weekends.
At Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union, we do auto loans. You do life. With rates as low as 1.95% APR when you refinance your current car. And no payments for up to 60 days. Your monthly payments could go down. Way down. Apply today at rvfcu.org. Saving you money. It's what we do at RVFCU.
There's space to play, stay, ride, and slide at America's largest indoor water parks. Plan your summer getaway at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions in Round Rock, Texas.
At Cornerstone Christian Schools, we face adversity and make history every day. As an educational leader in San Antonio, we continue to lead the way by holding in-person teaching, giving our students the stability they need to grow spiritually, intellectually, and physically with unprecedented excellence. Enrollment is open now for fall 2021. Go to saccs.org or call 210-979-9203 to schedule your personal tour.
When you're behind the wheel, pay attention. You never know who you'll run into. So stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. And yield the right of way when turning at intersections. It's the law. You'll be doing everyone a favor. Maybe someone just like you.
The Texas Law Guns are always ready to fight and ready to win. So it's no surprise that they have been voted best injury lawyers in San Antonio.
I'm Javier Villarreal. And I'm Alex Begum. We are the Texas Law Guns.
Call 210-8-million.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. And you can count on a Kia to take you there. Ranked #1 in dependability by J.D. Power. Get $1,500 customer cash on the purchase of a new 2022 Sportage.
This is inspirational, particularly now, after us all feeling what it was like not to have training camp, not to have this kind of contact with our fans.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones continues to be emotional, and the Cowboys return to California as we go camping with KSAT.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Check out the crowd that poured into the Cowboys training camp in Oxnard today after COVID-19 shut it down last season. Crazy. Cowboys superfan was there to share in the moment. Enjoyment of the packed house with standing room only along the fence line to welcome the Cowboys back. Cowboys cheerleaders put on a show, and the mayor of Oxnard presented Jerry Jones a trophy he used to practice like he was hoisting the Vince Lombardi trophy, something the Cowboys haven't won in 25 years. But now there's renewed hope. With more on that, let's take you live to California where Greg Simmons is ready to talk.
You know, Larry, the reason for the renewed hope here is the fact that they're getting a lot of the injured players back, especially on offense. Dak Prescott, their star quarterback, Tyron Smith, Leo Collins, Zach Martin on the offensive line, and it tied in, of course, Blake Jarwin. And you combine that with the young players who already made a name for themselves in their first years, like CeeDee Lamb, and you can understand the renewed optimism.
I plan on bringing a lot of, electric plays, a boost of energy to the offense, and, overall just competitiveness.
Wow, that's something to say after second-year wide receiver CeeDee Lamb gave us in his first season wearing the star. 935 yards on 74 receptions with 5 touchdowns and another TD on the ground. And that was mainly as a slot receiver. Now with Amari Cooper on the men, CeeDee is getting a lot more reps outside.
the outside is kind of where I started in college, so like just being back out there felt kind of natural, and by Coop, unfortunate, him not being here for the training camp, it kind of helped me, build a boost of confidence, just to go out there and play and compete at a high level, just understanding the plays and understanding what we're trying to do here. So it's fun.
Go Cowboys! What's even more fun is Lamb's experience in Oxnard after they were not allowed to come to California his rookie season and before a packed house.
This is my first time actually seeing something like this, so it was actually nice. I enjoyed the fans coming out here and, giving us the love and support, and you can definitely feel the energy in the air, and, it just gets you excited for the season.
And Lamb gave the fans something to cheer about when he was able to haul in Dak Prescott's pass with just one hand against another rookie sensation, Trayvon Diggs.
Me and T. Diggs, we're gonna compete always, and we came in together, so we hold each other to a high standard, and he got me on the first one, so I had no choice but to let him hit a little bit.
And just think how much better Lamb's first season in a Cowboys uniform would have been if Dak had been healthy.
Great to have him back. It's feels like, I don't know, kind of because he understands everything that's going on, and he makes it a lot easier on me, just ball placement and everything, and just getting in and out of huddle. He kind of just give you that energy, that vibe, that era, if you will, and yeah, he's great to have him back, man.
But now for the most important question: what does a former Sooner think of OU and Texas going to the SEC?
Oh man, I wish they'd have did that when I was there, truly and honestly. But I'm proud of the jump that they're doing, and I can't wait to see them next year. It's a change, you kept hearing a lot about the Big 12 and bashing the Big 12, so now we're in the SEC. It's only good to see what's going to happen now.
All right, now the players do have another practice tomorrow in front of a crowd, and at the same time, they know they have a full day off on Monday. With this warning from the NFL, any unvaccinated player violates protocols, they'll face a $15,000 fine. Let that be known before they go out on Sunday night. Again, one more practice tomorrow, and of course, don't forget, we'll see you tomorrow night on Instant Replay with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Live from California, Greg Simmons, KSAT 12 Sports.
Thank you, Greg. And later in sports, the Big 12 is thinking big as they try to keep Texas and Oklahoma from leaving the conference.
Yeah, that's definitely the talk of sports right now. It is indeed,
right? Dominating.
Cowboys camp and whether Texas and Oklahoma actually are going to make the move. Yep. So we'll love to hear what they have to say coming up.
Coming up next, the Tokyo Olympic Games are underway, but the threat of COVID-19 already hampering events and the U.S. failing to medal on day one. The latest next on the Night Beat.
Right now, no payments for 6 months.
Jason's is your water cure, Dolly 33966 pure.
Well, we have come to Jordan Ford for about 20 years. We've purchased 4 vehicles here because of the simple, easy menu pricing, plus the service department. I wouldn't go anywhere else for service with my vehicles either. Compared to other places, I guess, that we had gone for servicing in the past, the prices here are great. We've been coming here a lot of years. Jordan Ford is my favorite place for cars.
Welcome to the Revive Sleep Center Inside Living Spaces. How can I help you?
We're ready to upgrade.
What can you show us?
Our premium Stearns & Foster models and Cooltech memory foam collection are exciting options. With our 500 thread count sheets and 15-pound weighted blanket, you're in for a treat. You can also win $500 to Living Spaces when you take our rest test.
Wow, we feel revived already.
Visit the Revive Sleep Center Inside Living Spaces and let our non-commissioned experts help you today.
Living Spaces.
I'm attorney Mark LaHood. If you've been injured in an accident, we can help you.
San Antonio's injured is our top priority. Don't let cost be a barrier to reach out for help. You won't pay a dime for our services until we win your case. It's as simple as that. We will always do right by you and are dedicated to making this process easy so you can focus on the things that matter most.
If you've been injured in an accident, say yes to Mark LaHood.
Call now, 844-YES-MARK. That's Mark with a C.
It's your guardian angel. It's your muse. It's your smart-dressed, tech-intense, safety-obsessed superhero. The Hyundai Sonata and Elantra. Hey, it's your journey. Own it. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Elantra or Sonata, or get up to $2,000 in savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Imagine if there was a place where everyone was included, regardless of age, ability, and free of economic barriers.
Well, you could ride together.
Where you can splash together. Where you can fly together.
Where you can play sports together.
There already is.
Join our journey of inclusion at MWIF.com. That's MWIF.com.
At Morgan's Wonderland Inclusion Foundation, we make IF happen.
KSAT Deals is offering you big savings. Curious about your four-legged friend? Discover breed mix, personality traits, and more with DNA My Dog for $59.99. Lock in your savings at KSATDeals.com.
To Tokyo now, and the pandemic looming large over the start of the Olympic Games.
That's right. The first women's beach volleyball match canceled due to a positive COVID test, but still the events are underway.
ABC's James Longman is in Tokyo.
Tonight, COVID continuing to impact the Tokyo Olympics as the first full day of the Games got underway. The first scheduled match for women's beach volleyball cancelled after the Czech team had to withdraw because of a positive test. New COVID cases in the Olympics rising yet again overnight to at least 127. One person testing positive in the Olympic Village, though officials say it's not an athlete. New cases also up 133% in the city of Tokyo over the last 7 days, doing nothing to ease concerns across Japan that these games are causing a health emergency. This coming as the IOC issued a stern warning about breaches to COVID protocol after some athletes and officials were seen at the opening ceremony without masks. Still, despite the risks, the games in full swing. The US men's gymnastic team advancing to the finals, landing in fourth place behind Japan, China and Russia.
No fans, of course, but the squad had Simone Biles and the other US women gymnasts to make up for it, cheering their support from the stands.
Sam McCulloch hoping to lead the young team to its first medal since 2008.
Teammate Brodie Malone, a first-time Olympian, saying before the event that the year-long delay to the Games gave him more time to prepare.
It definitely helped me, for sure. Having the year off just really gave me the time to get more numbers under my belt and get more confident.
And a decision by the US women's soccer team to skip the opening ceremony for practice appearing to pay off. Megan Rapinoe and the team bouncing back from that surprise loss to Sweden to dominate New Zealand 6-1. First Lady Jill Biden attending that match, and Biden also joining French President Emmanuel Macron to take in a 3-on-3 basketball game, making its Olympic debut. While the United States ended the day disappointingly with 0 medals, it was China who earned the distinction of being first to claim gold. Shooter Yang Chen taking first place in the women's 10-meter air rifle event. The 21-year-old putting the medal on herself because of COVID protocols.
Happening around America as flames from California's Tamarack fire continue to make their way into Nevada. Some residents in rural communities have their bags packed, ready to evacuate. The blaze, started by a lightning strike on the 4th of July, is still burning out of control. It's now covered more than 65,000 acres and is only 4% contained.
We saw some of our neighbors moving out some of their animals, some of their livestock, and in preparation, because that's the kind of stuff that takes a little bit longer. We hooked up to our camping trailer last night.
So I've got some clothing items. I got a few jewelry items that are special to me. Wanted to make sure I took those with me. Toiletry things in both our bags. Essential medications.
At least 10 structures in California and Nevada have been destroyed. More than 1,400 fire officials are now assisting.
One of California's most notorious serial killers died in prison today of natural causes. Rodney James Alcala, better known as the dating game killer, was 77 years old. Alcala had been on death row since 2010, having been convicted of the murders of 5 California women. He later pleaded guilty to committing 2 murders in New York in the 70s and was also suspected of homicides in 4 other states. The nickname, the dating game killer, came from his appearance on the popular game show in 1978. Happening around the world, severe flooding in central China has left at least 56 people dead and at least 5 missing. That's according to a statement by Henan's province's emergency management department yesterday. The death toll can still possibly go up as rescue and cleanup operations continue. Heavy rainfall has infected more than 7.5 million people across of Henan since July 16th. Meanwhile, Typhoon Infa only expected to bring more rain to the region.
A similar situation in India. At least 136 people reported dead after heavy rains battered the country's western coast over the past couple of days. 38 of those people died in a landslide on Thursday. The National Disaster Response Force, the Indian Army, Indian Coast Guards, Navy and Air Force have all been deployed for rescue operations. As of this morning, 90,000 people had been evacuated as the rain continued.
Advanced tax credits for parents are finally going out, which means scammers are already trying to use them to take to their advantage. Still ahead, the signs to look for.
When the unexpected happens, you want to be seen as soon as possible. Check in online and save time. Texas Med Clinic Urgent Care. We treat you well.
Come out and play sale at Family Leisure. Pools, patios, swing sets, spas, and more. Going on right now at Family Leisure.
I've been in the AC business since 1974, and basically the way AC units work and how they look haven't changed until now. Introducing the John Wayne Flex AC system. It's quieter, more efficient, and smaller, but don't let its size fool you. This unit is powerful. And now it's more affordable too, with payments as low as $149 a month and no money down. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700 and tell them you want the new Flex AC system.
Not much movement in the aquifer level today. It's up just 0.2 of a foot. And in your pollen count, molds high with a count of 1,200. Pigweed low with a count of 50.
It's the Make This the Summer sales event at Ansera Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram on I-10 West. Buy this 2021 Ram 1500 Lone Star Quad Cab for just $31,994. Come in and check out the all-new 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, now in stock, featuring an all-new design with third-row seating. Check us out online at AnseraCJD.com. Buy from Ansera, get 4 passes to Splashtown, San Antonio's premier water park. Ansera Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, I-10 West, between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Keeping up with life can be hard with age, and even harder when you can't keep up with those you love. At Health Texas, we are by your side for all your life stages. Our primary care doctors get to know our patients and learn all the unique things that make you, you. For over 25 years, our healthcare team has built a long-standing relationship based on trust. At Health Texas, you are more than the appointment.
I can't believe we're drinking a Coke before noon.
What if Coke is like my coffee?
Hurry in for the new $1 small drink deal at McDonald's. Enjoy small soft drinks or premium roast coffee for only $1.
The first advanced tax credit payments to parents of children just went out, and already scammers are at it. The IRS is warning families that imposters are trying to trick them out of valuable information. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moores on the red flags that signal a fake.
Families have already begun receiving the first of 6 monthly payments, up to $300 per child, advances on their next child tax credit from Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I'm very happy about it.
And so are the scammers. The IRS is warning parents to be on the lookout for a variety of phone, email, text message, and social media scams targeting families eligible for the credit.
You are almost a prime target for a scammer to say, we're going to trick them. We're going to trip them up and say, your credit's on the way, but we need more info for this next month. Click here.
Jason Meza with the BBB says scammers are taking advantage of current events and posing as the IRS.
Trying to get information, trying to get a line of credit from your bank. They're trying to get something out of you.
The IRS says beware any communication offering to help you sign up for the credit or get it faster. To help you spot a fake, the IRS says it does not contact taxpayers by email, text, or social media to request information, does not leave recorded, urgent, or threatening messages, and does not ask for payment by gift card, wire, or cryptocurrency. The IRS is using 2019 and 2020 tax returns to automatically deliver these payments. Most people people don't have to do a thing. And you cannot get them any faster. If you do have questions about your child tax credit, go directly to irs.gov and look it up. As for those emails, text messages, and phone calls, hang up and delete. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Another look outside with the live cam tonight. Toasty day. We've got another hot day in store tomorrow. So go ahead and reclaim that cool spot by the pool or the lake or the river if you were able to find it today. You'll need it again tomorrow. Over the past couple of weeks, we haven't been talking a lot about the tropics because things have been really quiet in the Atlantic basin. Thanks in part to the plumes of Saharan dust moving across the Atlantic that typically inhibits tropical development. But a little bit closer to home here, off the east coast of Florida, there is a little area of unorganized shower and thunderstorm activity that the National Hurricane Center gives a 50% chance of becoming at least a tropical depression in the next 2 to 5 days. This is expected to stay a little bit closer to Florida and not expected to impact our forecast. We'll talk more about our local forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us.
There's only one place I go to for pizza in Vernon, Texas. To find out their weekly specials, just go to their website or follow them on social media.
Local news matters more than ever. Count on your KSAT app. Stories posting as they happen. Live stream newscasts, breaking news, and more. Enable and choose the news alerts that matter to you. Expect more. Your KSAT app, powered by Circle K.
For nearly 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has fought day in and day out for every client we've had the honor of representing. In our town, in our community, we will always be the name you trust. Thomas J. Henry, available 24/7 nights and weekends.
It's your guardian angel. It's your muse. It's your smart-dressed, tech-intense, safety-obsessed superhero, the Hyundai Sonata and Elantra. Hey, it's your journey. Own it. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Elantra or Sonata, or get up to $2,000 in savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
At Walden University, we believe that a good education is an education for good. Good helps us be better educators, nurses, and change agents. Good pushes a community forward. It turns passion into action and can change the world. With a degree from Walden University, you can make more good. Walden University, education for good.
So I was outside today before the shows, everybody, and it was hot.
Yes.
I needed the water and the Gatorade.
Hey, yo, check this out, Katie. You ain't been hearing him, but he's been over here humming, Nelly's hot in here. That's how he was hot in.
Yes. Yes, hot out there as well. Yes.